This is GM Kevin behind the screen. But right now, I wanted to kind of get the group together, and I wanted to introduce you to the group because we really haven't sat down and met everybody yet.
We sure have.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start over here with Jackson.
Okay.
Jackson, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Jackson. I've been playing D&D for like 9 months.
Okay, and what character do you play?
I play Agkor the Barbarian.
And what makes him so special?
He is he's an orc kind of going on a quest for honor and just wanting to come out and cement himself in a high place in his tribe by going on an adventure and being ultimately successful.
Sweet. All right.
Brianna? I'm next. Hi, I'm Brianna. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for, I'm going to say like maybe 3 months.
3 months. And what character do you play?
I play Irene, the bard.
Okay, and what makes her so special?
Irene basically is just out on a quest to find her parents. They've been missing for at least 5 years, and she wants to figure out if they're okay, if they're even alive at this point, and she doesn't want to tell anybody about it because she's worried, basically. Like,
and how old is your character?
She's 12 years old.
12 years old. All right. All right. Laurel?
Hi, I'm Laurel, and my character is Adra, and she is on an adventure searching for herself.
And what class?
Oh, she's a rogue.
She's a rogue. Go figure. Yeah. Yeah. All right, James.
My name is James. I play Puck Wild. He's a little bit of an interesting character as his own. He's a wild magic sorcerer. He has a lot of fun doing things. And he has a tendency to get himself into a bit of trouble.
Just a bit. I would say, for those of you who've been following the videos, a lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble. He does have a tendency to play with fire quite a bit. He does enjoy it. And he has earned over half the group. So he's learning his place in the world on this adventure.
And what makes him so special?
If you've ever been personally offended.
Actually, he was spared by a god. His mother was basically in a coma until he was born, and he was orphaned almost immediately after birth. So he's still trying to find his place in this world.
Okay, cool. All right, Carla?
Hello, my name is Carla. I've been playing D&D for a while now.
Okay.
So I had first edition, 3.5, and now 5th edition. So.
Okay, and your character?
My character's name is Thea Pahali. That is her alias. She's a druid looking for her sister. But she's not a normal druid because she's a noble.
She's a noble druid.
Pain in the ass.
All right, Lupe?
My character's name is Eldridge.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Lupe. My character's name is Eldridge One-Set. He's a ranger. He's trying to redeem his family name because his family did some horrible stuff. But he is a bit of a gambler. He owes a lot of money, a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah. But
everywhere, pretty much.
he's trying to do his best.
Cool. All right, Frank?
My name is Frank. I play Blastac, a rogue. I'm pretty much in charge of keeping this duo together. I'm the younger brother of the pair. I mean, I have to watch him because his gambling debt's got me so much problems. But he's learned nothing.
And what makes your character so special?
His stealth. I mean, his stealth is just amazing.
Nat 20s every time. So
We're the greatest belt in the world.
I don't see
Like a bowl.
Let's not try to jump from one building to another.
Hey, technically went further. I went further. Contest was even further.
All right, Polly?
Hi. I'm Paul. I've been playing my character is also that gnome as most called.
This is pretty much how the gnomes play.
Hi.
this
I've been playing D&D for about a year, and hi.
All right, I'm going to go over and take my seat now because I got some questions for these guys, and I really want them to focus on answering them, so I will take my seat.
Do you want this in character or out of character?
Okay.
Who cares?
Hey. Look at the other Eldridge. Blast. Eldridge.
I'm DM Kevin. I'm the DM for Dungeon Crawl Gaming, Sunday Night Crew. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's awesome to have a group together.
Yeah.
All right. I have some questions that I've come up with to ask the group. They have not been prepped on these questions yet. So this is going to be purely off the cuff, which is going to be so much fun for you.
I apologize for any cursing that may be involved.
Yes. All right.
Actually, we make no promises about that.
Jackson.
Oh boy.
All right. So, Agcor.
Yeah.
He is quite a character.
A little bit.
He is the brains of the group, I guess you could say.
No.
Hang on.
Now, my question for you, as a player.
Okay.
Now, not really as Agcor, but as a player.
Okay.
What is the hardest thing to role play for a half-orc?
Hardest thing to roleplay for an for an half-orc is actually it's probably that is the like fumbling over words. It's like I'm used to like saying a whole bunch of big words that orcs probably don't know. So having to catch myself and do that, and just interaction with other NPCs as an orc is really hard to do because you're an orc. You're kind of supposed to be just this rage-filled monster that would devour
so you as a player, you know what you want to say, but then transferring that over to your player or to your character, that's the hardest part.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, Paulie.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I'm not Puck. No. Puck is beside me, but however, no.
Do we have alcohol for the night?
All right, so Paulie, this is the second group you've played with me. Now, I have a very lenient style of DMing.
You do?
And for you, okay, what would you say is the hardest thing for your character to do that the DM has said no?
Well, the hardest thing that DM has said no. Yeah, I don't. You got me there. I don't know. Let's see.
Does anything stick out in your mind that the DM has told you no, you can't do this?
Well, with the first session, when you wouldn't let me eat anything.
Well, when he's talking about eating anything, he's talking about eating things. Not just anything, but things. As in people, as in parts.
Yeah, he would let me eat parts. Specific.
Yeah, parts specific, yeah, exactly.
Specific parts.
Okay, well, now, your character, you play a gnome.
Yes.
What do you like about playing a gnome?
The most thing that I like about playing gnome would be that they're basically this race that no one expects a lot out of, but they can do a lot of great things and they have a lot of great abilities that no one expects. So just being able to bring that out with a gnome is just really cool and it's fun.
Awesome. Frank.
Not ready.
I didn't think so. Frank. All right, so you play brother. You play the brother.
The responsible brother.
You play the responsible brother.
Yeah, that's responsible.
Now, in playing a brother, okay, what's the hardest thing for you to kind of get through?
The hardest thing to probably get through is trying to show that bond through the characters. To show that you go and do anything for your brother. That you actually have to go, regardless of whatever stupid shit he gets himself into, you have to go there, you have to be his back. You egg it on. Even though you know it's the best idea. You probably shouldn't go do that.
Right.
But you have to go do it, regardless. You gotta go against what
So you as a player, you're like, I don't want to do this, but then your character's like,
let's go.
I
Strap on the boots and let's take off.
Okay, cool, all right. Hi, Brianna. How are you?
I'm nervous. I'm super
A
nervous.
little nervous. All right. Now this question has actually come up online in one of my forums.
Oh god.
About you, honestly.
Oh.
Oh no!
And this is actually from Steven in Oklahoma City.
Hi, Steven.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi.
Steven in Oklahoma City wanted to know, why did you choose 12 years old?
So the reason why I chose like such a young age is because like it was just easy for me to do. Like that's based off one of my own characters that I've created, and I wanted to make her for Dungeons and Dragons. So I was like, let me just throw my small child that I made into a fantasy world of dragons, and let's see how that goes.
You write.
Cause I write stories and I create comics, and she's a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was a
This was-
pre-made character.
Yes and no, like
Before
yeah.
a story character that
Yeah.
you brought into the D&D world.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Stephen, I hope that answered your question. And hey,
yes.
by the way, if y'all do have any other questions, make sure you post them either in Dungeons & Dragons in San Antonio or in any of my forums, the DM forums or anywhere else. Please post questions, and I will gladly get this group back together who will answer them for you. Laura,
Yes.
how you doing?
Doing good.
Good. So, you play Rogue.
Yes.
Adra is not your typical rogue, I would say. Why did you choose Rogue to play for Adra?
Well, I chose Rogue because it goes into the backstory. So should I go into that or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Adra grew up in, well, I'm just gonna say far off land with in a castle. She was raised with her brother. They were orphans, so they were adopted into under the wing of a tutor. This certain tutor taught her brother how to be an assassin. Her brother unfortunately died on a mission given to them, and so then Adra was introduced to the assassin life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was all story driven. It was
Story-driven,
it was
yes.
more story driven than you were like, I just want to play Rogue. It was more story driven. You kind of came up with the story and then you said, you know what, that really fits together.
Yeah.
Cool. Hi, Carmen.
Hello.
How you doing?
Whoa. You're pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing excellent, actually.
See, there you go.
Yes. So,
That's our question.
Oh dear God.
you and Magic.
Wait. I'm talking about this one or the other one?
Yes.
I'm just going to say yes to that. For those of you, in my last session, we played Lost Mines of Fendover.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
We had a beautiful character named Poppy.
Okay, she was
If you think pop like fire,
Oh God.
okay, Poppy lived on fire.
She sure did.
Lupe
Okay.
shows the curt emotion.
I'm sorry, Lord. No,
Now, Poppy
Boy.
was a pyro, Jan, and her favorite
Yes.
catchphrase was, "Do you trust me?"
no, that wasn't.
When she said it.
She wanted to.
Okay, but anyways, back to my original question. Magic users. You've played a magic user twice now. Okay? What is the draw to the magic user for you?
It's hard to say. It's just for me. I find it hard for myself to play it as a fighter or I can't even do barbarian. It's just in me. Because when I play my video games, I usually end up to a magic class. It doesn't matter what game it is. I always end up in a magic class. I don't know why.
So it's just kind of natural.
It's kind of natural, yeah.
It's a natural thing for
It
you?
might be because you get to be able to pick your spells, and then you don't know what's gonna happen. Because if you screw up a spell, yeah,
You might fry the whole party?
yeah, oh definitely.
Well, that's never happened though, has it?
Well.
Yeah.
Our time found that the nerve went down until she cast a fireball.
That was like right. Totally worth
It was a lot of fun. Really wish we would have recorded that one because it's like some of the things that happened inside that.
I mean, at least I didn't
It's
get
just
stuck
incredible.
in a wall.
But yes, absolutely.
And the door is
What's up, Lupe?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
It's in his contract, he has to be.
It's in the contract.
All right, so Lupe, in Lost Mines, you played Gore, the barbarian,
Yeah.
and you had a lot of fun. I know you had a lot of fun with Gore.
Yeah.
So, in changing over to Ranger, okay? I know I know you wanted to stretch yourself, and I know you wanted to try something new. So, now, I know the basic answer to this question, but I want you to go into a little more depth on it. What is the biggest difference between going from a battle class into Ranger?
Oh my gosh, staying away from the fight, being a distance fighter, it's so hard for me. When I played with Barbarian, Gore, I was up front tank, I was willing to take on everything. As the Ranger, I gotta be in the back, and I gotta fire the bow. I gotta cover everybody's back. And it's so hard not to run up and tap everything.
Mm-hmm. I can tell, especially in running sessions, and for those of you who've seen it, I can tell that he's really torn, that he wants to get in there, and he wants to just bash stuff, but then he's like, he has to, I've literally seen you sit there for just a couple seconds going, oh, I can't do that, oh, I pull up my bow, and it's like, I know that kills you sometimes, but I know that it's helping you stretch, you know, and I think, honestly, seeing you play Ranger has been really great, so you're doing a great job at it.
The Barbarian comes out once in a while too.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Well, he was.
James.
It wasn't my fault.
Your favorite catchphrase right there. All right, James. I know in the last session you played Eric Shattershield, which was this beautiful, beautiful paladin.
No, this is a disgrace knight.
Well, okay, anyways. Yes, yeah. But Albert, he was a knight, okay? Now, in going over to Puck, okay, I mean, that's like night and day. I mean, that's like really, that's like if Carla was to take and go do a fighter class, you know, you basically just totally switched around. In going into the magic class, okay, what is the hardest thing that you had to deal with so far?
It's, well, playing with Eric Shattershield and playing those type of characters is you think tactically, and you're thinking more along the lines of protecting your whole group. Eric was designed as being a disgraced knight trying to redeem himself, so he was always the first one to rush in, grab somebody, or protect somebody, and throw himself in the way. Puck is the complete opposite of that. He is not necessarily always going to run out and protect somebody unless it's going to serve his purpose, or he realizes that he's going to mess up. Last session, I could have burned Lupe and killed a lot of people with a fireball, but it would have completely destroyed him. So, starting to really think and get more in depth into using Puck and staying at that distance. Like Lupe has to work with playing at a distance. It's learning all the mechanics to be able to more well-rounded play.
Cool. All right. All right. So I'm just going to ask you each one more question, just kind of, and we'll just go around real quick. It's going to be pretty much the same question for everybody. Jackson, what's your favorite maneuver or action?
My favorite maneuver or action? Swinging with the can opener, the dragon cleaver. Well, I haven't gotten to use its little dragon ability yet, but it's
not yet.
It's a satisfying great axe. I love that thing.
Okay. Cider Spike. Brianna.
Let's see. My favorite thing to do as a bard, I'd say calm motion, because we can do a lot of things that I need to help out with.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, I don't know where that I start too fast.
I mean, you don't need to.
I don't know. Fear worked pretty well.
It's those two. It's those two.
All right, Laurel.
I don't get to use it a lot, but assassinate is pretty nice.
Yes.
Because you just get the drop on somebody. I used it on that one night from the Lord's Alliance, and it didn't work. But it was a good feeling, thinking, I've got this. Drop down on him, stick my daggers in him, and just I backed up, expecting him to fall down, or expecting you to say, how do you want to do this? And then he turns around, looks at me, and says, you're mine. That's when I was.
Absolutely. All right, James.
Oh, well, fire, of course, anything with fire. There you go. Burning hands is taking down the building. I had to see the city. But you know, I'm experimenting with different things and trying different places because my sorcerer does think he's a bit of a thief. So we're still working on some things occasionally.
But what's your favorite right now?
Thanks.
Right now, Crown of Madness is actually my favorite right now because it actually helped us out in the last episode, last issue.
Okay, excellent. Carly?
It's gotta be Combat Wild Shake.
Oh, that's so good.
It's got to be. I mean, I can change
I know.
it to whatever the hell I want to.
Yep.
Unless I have not seen it before, which I cannot turn it to.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who watch the episode, she shapeshifts even if she doesn't have to. She just does
She
it
turned into
for
a
fun.
cat.
I turned into a cat.
She turned into a cat just for Irene's character.
I mean, I
You
guess.
turned into an elf when there's horses everywhere to pull a cart. I mean, that was
Yeah, you
awesome.
Let me tell you about my character, okay?
I know.
You rode a horse on the
No,
way there.
Harvey Bright. It's that high elf.
It's not high elf.
She's not really high elf, she's a wood elf.
She's a widow.
She's a
Oh.
wood elf.
It's that elf.
So, you know, it's the one that grew up in the wilderness seeing horses and things that
Yeah.
forgot to change the world. Anyways.
Bear?
Oh,
Bear too.
Bear on the wall. Bear almost dropped it back. Bear
I'm surprised she was not dead.
Bear go up wall.
The bear tries to go up the wall. Okay, if you want to.
And bear falls.
Bear falls. It's cultist here. Oh boy!
No, because the schedule says I have climbed 30 feet. I'm like, okay, I'll try climbing if I'm wrong.
Nope, did not work.
A rock wall with claws.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you check on that one. Yeah.
True.
All right, Lupe.
I know, right?
What's the question again, sir?
What's your favorite action or maneuver?
It's the bow, isn't it?
No.
I know what I would say for you.
My,
but
my,
I wanna see
favorite,
what you say.
my favorite action is Hell Thorns.
Yep.
Oh,
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's what I was
If
gonna
there's a
say.
good
Yep.
group, Hello Thorns.
Yep.
Yeah.
You fired that off a couple times and
If-
it's helped.
And if it's like, if we get down to a main character, a single character, my second favorite,
Yep.
is Hunter's Mark.
Yeah. Hunters works. Okay. Frank.
Mine would have to be Unseen Servant.
Yeah.
Just because I can just use my bonus action, move them around, whatever I want. And if need be, invisible meat shield.
It'll take at least one hit.
It'll take at least one hit.
At least one hit.
And if that hits a crit, better for me.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. It'll take that crit away. Polly?
So there would probably be two. Both were used against the veterans in the war. The first one would have to be War Priest, because it just gives me a section action that I don't really need.
Yep.
But it's been a while since I played golf, though.
Then the goal. You definitely made a hole in one on that one.
Sure did.
Oh yes, you sang both in one putt. Absolutely. All
One-
right.
One buck.
Now this is
What was it there?
my players did not know I was going to do this either, and I'm scared to death to do this. However,
Or that.
each of you get to ask me one question.
Woo! Okay.
We'll start over with Polly. The 6-second rule is in effect.
Pass.
Right?
How do you always roll nat 20s?
Yes!
All of us. How?
That's me too.
I've watched a couple, actually on YouTube. There are a couple really great how to roll dice videos.
So that's not cheating.
Inside.
And
Not
yes,
super excited.
and I have found there is a certain way I can roll a certain dice. One of my dice, if I roll it a certain way, I get higher rolls.
They're loaded.
They might be on
I need
balance.
those
But however-
yeah, give me
So
those.
I mean, and it's worked so far, and we continue doing it.
So we're all gonna watch the video before we start tonight,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, Lupe.
Okay, this is first question about my character. Why is it when my character takes on your character, the NPCs, he's always getting attacked with the strongest character?
You have gotten into some rather sticky situations at very bad times. I'll tell you that right now.
Very.
Now, when it came to like, for example, on the road, the veteran accusing you of murder.
Yeah.
I mean, a short sword did it, and there were only, yeah, there were only 2 of you, and unfortunately, you were the one that just happened to be picked. And so it was just bad luck on that one completely. Yeah. Just bad luck.
It's okay, big buddy.
It's okay.
I miss playing Barbarian.
Yep. Hey, Carla?
Oh, dear God. How do you keep up with the magic classes?
Let me tell you.
Because there's a lot of spells.
There are a ton of spells, and I have memorized all of them now. No, I have not memorized.
I was gonna say how?
Okay.
It's called the cheat sheet.
But here's what it is. I have index cards that have all your spells on them. That as y'all learn spells, I put the index or your main spells that you use. I have index cards that I actually write down all the spells on, and so therefore I know you have the spell or not. And then I also have another cheat sheet that I use that I actually mark off the spells you have used, and so I know how many you have readied. I know how many you have used, and so on and so forth. So. Let me tell you, magic classes, as a DM, trying to keep up with magic classes is horrible, especially when you have multiple people that are using multiple spells. Yeah, it gets kind of crazy. It really does, but that's where you as a DM, if you're DMing any parties, if you're a first-time DM, take notes. Use giant, take notes, write everything down. That way if you have a question that you need to go back on later, you can always go back and check on that later. But yeah, no, magic class, it's tough. And it's a lot of note taking, and it's a lot of making sure you realize, okay, they did this, they cast this. So yeah, it's a lot, but my notes come in handy. Okay?
I had a couple questions. I'm torn between both of them.
One question.
Only one.
Why do you not allow multi-classing?
Okay. I don't allow multi-classing for one main reason. I want you to learn how to develop a character all the way through. I don't want you to have to worry about, well, do I want to focus on bard or fighter, or do I need to focus on sorcerer or paladin, or which one do I need to level up next? Which one, do I do, when I do a rogue monk, which one do I need to level up? Which one? No, what I want you to do is when you're playing in my games, I really want you to focus on your character, leveling up your character the right way, the way that it was really supposed to be. And following the player handbook and going through the player handbook and learning what you're supposed to do, because you still get choices. You still get your feats, you still get your ability increases, you still get your spells, and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely wanted you, or anybody in the party, I want all of you to learn how to level a character up basic, because once you have the basic down, when you go back in multi-class later on, like in the next session or something like that, when you multi-class, you'll go, okay, well, I already know that the rogue gets this and all the way through, and you have a full knowledge of that character. Laurel.
So, like, when we're doing our antics,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna call them antics, because that's what they are. Or our shenanigans.
Shenanigans,
Shenanigans is a good word as well.
Absolutely.
Like, is there certain things that you make happen just because we're doing this? So, like maybe like a kind of punishment system?
That's a good question. Brianna.
That is a clear yes.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. But I wouldn't, a lot of times, if I notice that certain characters are not paying attention, or if people are chatting, or if they're rolling dice, or if they're stacking dice, or they're not paying attention, I will definitely do something to the party that they probably should have been paying attention. So I wouldn't say as a punishment, but if I notice that shenanigans are going on, I'm definitely going to throw something in, and I have before.
Oh.
Okay? And I will throw something in, and you'll be like, what? Huh? When did that happen? It's like, oh, you weren't paying attention? Oops! Sorry. But yes, if you notice your DMs, first time DMs, if you ever notice that your party is not paying attention to you, whisper under your breath, and a dragon flies overhead. And see how many people actually hear you. And then when the dragon circles back around, and they're like, the dragon makes a surprise attack on you. And they're like, what dragon? And it's like, oh, you didn't hear it, did you? Okay? Do stuff like that. It's fun. Or steal from your characters. That's fun too.
That's like, that hasn't happened in this.
So
Not in this session.
For his drink.
But however, in the last session, there was something stolen from a character, and that character is still looking for it. So, Brianna,
So, let's see. How do you, when it comes to story and all the like how we have for our characters, like our characters for the stories, like we have like their parents are in the story of this campaign. How did you make it work out like that? Like, was there certain stuff you had to do? Or?
as a matter of fact, yeah. When One Tack and One Sec, who are the parents of these two over here, the brother and sister. The brother and sister over here.
You're the sister.
You know what? It's gonna go down tonight.
No, bet you it doesn't.
So it's going down tonight. No, the brothers, for example, One Tack and One Sec are their parents. Okay? Now, before I even got into session, they came up to me and they were like, well, we want to be brothers and we want our parents to be One Tack and One Sec. And I was like,
Oh my god.
okay. And I was like, somehow, in some way, at some time, I'm going to have to work that in. And it just happened to be in this last session, or session before, that they went to the house.
And I got a new guy.
And that's when Polly found out that touching everything shiny is not always a good thing.
But
I like that.
Yep, exactly.
So glad.
So, but no,
Pretty much.
now, in developing storylines, sometimes it's kind of easy because it's like, it's really super simple. And then other times, it may be a little bit more difficult to kind of develop. Trying to get everybody's story to fit in is really hard, especially for a DM, okay? Because I have a module that I go by, so I have to follow the storyline inside the module, but then I have to pick and choose where I can possibly maybe get stuff on the outside to kind of fit in without derailing you onto like a side quest, for example. That's the hard part for me as a DM, is trying not to derail you off the main storyline, but then trying to give as many people chances as possible to maybe find out where your parents are. Yeah, exactly. So, but you know, it's like, but you have to understand that these sessions or these campaigns are months long, and so it's like, you know, even Matt Mercer, Critical Role, love you. You know, it's taken like years for their characters to fall in love. You know, and for them to actually profess their love to each other, even though it was there the whole time, it wasn't until recently when they actually finally professed to each other that they are in love. Same thing in our campaign that we're running right now. It may not be until the very end that you may find something out.
No, okay, cool.
If you find out anything at all.
Okay.
I don't know. But, you know,
If you get that far.
if she survives that long.
Charlie won't.
Jackson, I know you got a question. I know you.
I've just kind of got a very easy question for you. What's your favorite moment so far? What has been your favorite moment in Dragon Queen, not Fandale?
You got a bunch of those.
Well,
I say easy, it's the hardest question.
well, and this one's tough because as a DM, I mean, this is going to sound like a total cop out, but it's like me as a DM, my favorite is at the end of every session. And the reason I say that is because at the end of every session, it's great. Because when I say that's where we're going to stop, and I shut my book, and we turn the camera off, and y'all just start chatting. Y'all start talking about what happened. Let me tell you, I get goosebumps right now just thinking about it. Because when y'all start talking about what just happened, that makes me feel like a great storyteller. Because what I did is I told a great story that night that y'all lived. And not only did y'all live it, like Lupe, for example, almost died, you know? It's like, and then him getting...
Like 3 times already?
A couple times.
I sacrificed myself the first time.
Yep.
Almost
Died in the
drowned.
river,
Yep.
and I died by the net.
But it's like,
And your daughter saved you.
that's what, at the end of every session, when I hear y'all talking, and I just listen to what y'all are saying to each other, and then y'all look at me, and if anybody looks at me and goes, could I have done something different? I'm like, I did my job. Because I told a story so good that you want to know, was there another way it could have happened? And I'm like, possible, maybe, yes. But no, and I hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
Because at the end of every session, when I look at your faces and I see like, what am I going to do next week? Oh my gosh, what's my character going to do? Or what is happening? Or it's like, this was really exciting. Or maybe like Pup going, oh crap. Oh. You know? But you know, it's going to be things like that. You know, the brothers have brought us a lot of fun, exciting things. Especially Lupe and his ranger. You know,
The one that starts all the shit, yeah.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
The
exactly.
tree and the crying druid.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. When I put y'all into a situation to where y'all finished my sentence, that's what makes me happy.
Okay.
And those are some of my best moments.
Okay.
Can I ask my question now?
Go for it, Molly.
Since my new guy is Marco, do I get power kill?
And that's what we're going to do for Hey, just want to let y'all know, we have something exciting going on for the month of March. Red versus blue.
What?
All right, everybody here, what color shirts are you wearing?
Red.
W, yes, okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Agcor's brother.
Yeah!
My brother!
Get back over there. All right, folks, here's what's going on for the month of March. For the month of March, the Sunday night crew is the red crew. Our Thursday night crew is the blue crew. We're going to see who can get the most viewers.
I made our first night crew pink.
I'll draw our trio.
All right, so here's how it works, folks.
Don't let my wife beat me.
Your views, your likes, and your questions. You can go online. You can post questions to a blue crew or a red crew member. They get a point, okay? If for every view that you give them, they get a point. For any other questions or any other views or any other posts or anything else, any shares, anything else on their videos, they get a point. At the end of March, I will tally up all the points for both teams. The losing team has to buy the other one dinner.
Oh, okay.
I don't have money for that.
So you better work your tail off.
It looks like you better get on some posts.
So how does that work for us? We're eating Thursdays, eating on Sundays.
Right, exactly. So we are ineligible for the contest.
Boo.
However, being part of the red group, you can still do your tweets, do your posts, do everything for the red crew. But when it comes to dinner, we're on the sideline.
No, I'm still getting my free steak.
And same thing for me. I'm on the blue crew, so therefore, if the blue crew wins, I'm out for dinner as well. So that's just that's the kicker of being. Oh, now if the team wants to pitch in and buy you dinner as the DM of the winning crew, absolutely.
That's called bribery, man.
My wife will never lose.
All right, folks. Hey, I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been watching our videos, all 5 of you. I really and truly appreciate all 5 views. It's awesome. But however, if you can share the videos, post more questions, and do everything else, that would be great for me and be great for our teams. Okay? So just remember, if you can't run through the dungeon,
At least crawl.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.